Welcome everyone to the game between Garry Kasparov and Viswanathan Anand. The previous game was a cold shower for Vishy Anand where he lost on time. And there you see Garry is looking completely zoned in. He has a 3-point lead in the match and he is looking to dominate it further. For Vishy, a win here would be super critical to bring back the score down, and he is going to try for it. It is the clutch chess, the legends at the St. Louis Chess Club in USA. It's amazing to see these two legends facing off against each other. The clock begins. Vishy opens with pawn to d4 and Garry takes his time and responds back with the symmetrical d5. The knight comes out to f3. It is chess 960, guys. You can see the pieces scrambled on the last rank. The bishop opens up on this diagonal. We have pawn to e3 played here by Vishy Anand. And now knight d7, a slightly not a great move. Vishy goes a4, and generally it's quite useful when you have rook on the side, on a1 and h1 to play this e5 by Garry, opening up the position with the bishop and knight. And I love Vishy's move c4. If you take here, he wants to go knight d2, take and attack on the d6 square. e4 played by Garry. The knight comes back to d2 and you have f5 bolstering the center. Garry gets up. Vishy takes the pawn. C takes d5 taken. And time-wise, both players down to 16 minutes. Garry comes back, takes it on d5. Black's position is excellent if white isn't able to do something pretty soon, because black has a lot of space. And look at that beautiful move by Vishy. If you take here, I have knight e4, d4, bishop e4, attacking b7. So Garry says, I'm not taking that pawn. He plays g6, supporting his center. Rook to a3, trying to get the rook to c3. Looks like a very powerful idea by Vishy. But Garry can bring his bishop out to d6 and tuck his king to b8. Look at him calculating there. And he does it. Bishop d6. The only problem is Garry's taking quite some time for his moves. He's at 7 minutes 40 seconds. Plays king b8. And now Anand completely breaks the center with f3. Garry's like, everything's safe here. He goes pawn to a5. Very interesting move. Vishy goes bishop to g3 and he wants to trade that bishop here, but Garry brings his queen. Somehow black has managed to keep the center intact and that gives him the advantage. Vishy brings queen g2 and the advantage is going in black's favor. King a7 followed by rook c8 coming in is looking really good for black. Well, knight comes to d7 here. And Garry slightly shaking his head. Perhaps there is some tactics which Garry has missed here. And you can see Vishy getting a bit excited. He's thinking about this. He has 8 minutes 30 seconds. Garry has 1 minute 16 seconds. Pawn takes pawn. Pawn takes pawn. Taken here. Wants to take on e4. And he takes it. Bishop e4 and knight b6 quickly played. Clearly d4, knight e4 was winning for white. So knight b6, bishop comes back to c2. But now Garry can snatch a pawn. He takes bishop a4. The bishop was waiting on e8. e4 pushed and quickly played queen e6. He's ready for e5. Bishop will go to b4. So rook e1 played by Vishy. And Garry's surprised, thinking about what is the point of this move. He takes on c2 and now about to take rook takes c2 taken. He takes it on c2 and king goes to a7, just tucking the king in the corner. Knight comes in to e3 and I have to tread carefully here. White's pieces are getting active, but black can bring his rook to c8. Look at Garry's time. He has 1 minute 18 seconds. He plays rook c8. Pawn takes pawn and he takes the rook takes c2 taken. And now What will Vishy take back with? He takes back with the knight. Now very careful, don't play queen g4 because of rook e7 takes and bishop b8 check and you lose the queen. So clearly he plays the best move, queen d5, queen takes d5 and now takes back with the e knight, knight e d5, and black is slightly better because of the fact that he has a better structure here. White has one more pawn island and now these doubled pawns, but Vishy has good activity in the position. Rook d7 played. The knight goes to e4. He's trying to press. Rook e7. Rook takes e7. Knight takes e7. And you go knight to g5, attacking the h pawn. Pawn to h5 played. G takes h5 and knight e3. He plays the knight, takes, knight takes d5, and now we have a knight endgame with equal material. One must say that Garry Kasparov kind of masterfully played this early opening and middle game, almost outplayed Vishy, but then Vishy masterfully created threats, and it seems like the game is now heading towards a draw. King c6, king d3, king d5. He brings the knight back to f5, king e6, and maybe there's a repetition flowing in here. Knight g7 check, and Garry, if he's ambitious, can try for king f7, but he finds it to be too risky here. Knight comes to f5, king e6, knight g7, king d5, and the players agree to a draw. Quite an interesting game, and I believe that Garry is happy with this, and Vishy, of course, played the opening well. He played this c4 move really nicely, put Garry under pressure, but somehow Garry Kasparov managed to keep control. One of the most interesting games of this clutch chess, but now Vishy is still 3 points behind in the match, and with 2 blitz games to go for the day, we hope that he's able to recover. But Garry Kasparov getting into prime shape, and that is always a huge boon for the chess players and the chess fans.